welcome to today's video. Today I'm sharing how we pay off our debt. Last week I shared a video on how I budget, and then I wanted to share how we pay off our credit card bills because I mentioned that a lot of our money goes towards credit card bills and we want to pay that off as quickly as we can. We use Dave Ramsey's method, which is the snowball method. I'm going to show you how I organize it in Google Drive, Google Sheets, just like I did with my budget. But first I'm just going to explain the process a little bit and kind of explain why we're doing it this way. So we paid off 2 credit cards when we got our tax return. So we paid 2 of our smallest cards off, and we still have 8 cards left to pay, which is horrible, I know. We did not make good choices. I think Nathaniel had some credit cards when I first met him, and then we got one because we needed a washer and dryer, and then I got a couple because I just don't make good choices. And we used some of those like on vacation, which wasn't a good choice. And so now we have a ton of credit card debt to pay off on top of student loans. I'm not going to talk about student loans because that's just going to take a long time to pay off. And that's kind of, I separate that debt from credit card debt. We're working on snowballing to pay off the credit card debt, and then if we're able to, we'll snowball all the credit card money to student loans. But at some point we want to have a baby soon, hopefully, and so we might not be able to afford to snowball all the credit card money we would have been spending over to student loans. We might just have to do the minimum payment, which is just, that's a separate thing. So as far as I understand, I actually haven't taken the Financial Peace University class, but I know a little bit about this snowball method from what Nathaniel's told me. He's taken the class, I think, and just from what I've read online, is that you kind of list out your credit cards, you know what the lowest one you have is, and then you start working on paying that off. And then you pay extra money if you can to that card. And then once a card is paid off, you take that minimum payment you were doing for that card or whatever you were paying, and you snowball it to the next card. So if you're paying $25 for one card and then you pay that off, and you're paying $50 for the next card, you roll over the $25 and now you're paying $75 to the next card that you want to pay off. So we are going to cancel these cards after we pay them off. I know that can mess up your credit a little bit, but we'd rather just not have all these open accounts either. So we're going to keep 3 cards, I believe. One in Nathaniel's name, one in my name, and then we have a Best Buy card that we're going to keep in case we have any household appliances that break that we need to replace and we don't have the cash saved up, which ideally we'll have a good emergency fund where we won't ever have to touch these credit cards, but we do want to keep a couple open, especially the one in Nathaniel's name and the one in my name, because like my mom and I are going on a trip soon, and I just booked the hotel, and they charge you the first night's fee to keep a deposit on your room, and we can't really have that on our debit card for 2 months, so it's nice to have a credit card to do stuff like that with. I actually use the card that we just paid off, so, and when I get to the hotel, I don't plan on using that card to pay. I'll have my debit card, I'll pay with that card, but as far as keeping a hold on the room and just reserving the room, it's nice to have a credit card to do that because it doesn't really affect your monthly budget at all. Now that I've shared the method that we use with you, I'm going to show you how I organize and track it. I use Google Sheets, like I said, with my budgeting. It's an easy way to kind of keep track online with my phone or at home, and I can just adjust things as I go. It automatically saves. It makes it really simple, really easy. I've printed out the sheet to show you today just so it doesn't have the lighting of a computer, but usually I would use my computer or my phone. So hopefully you can see this okay. I'm just have it on my floor and I'm just trying to get a good shot of this. But basically what I've done is I've listed out the credit card from least amount owed to most amount owed. You can see some of our bigger cards. It's gonna take a while. We have a lot of debt, but we're working on it. So I listed the card by name and then the minimum payment. And this is how much we spend monthly on cards. So it'd be really nice to not be paying this amount anymore to credit cards because it's really annoying. It'd be easier to just have that cash on hand, but you know, whatever. We didn't have that money before, so we ended up using credit cards, which if you can't pay for it in cash, then you can't afford it and don't buy it. That's my advice. But basically, this is not including the 2 cards that we paid off. So this is the card that we're currently trying to pay off, is this Credit One card. That's mine. The minimum payment is $25, and then the snowball payment from the other 2 cards is $120, and then there's $305 left on that card. So basically, I think we pay that card on the 30th, and then we can do the snowball payment on the 7th. So this month, for example, of March, April, I don't know when I'm posting this. I can't remember if it's the first week in April or last week of March. But basically, if I pay this on the 30th, $25, I think I'm actually going to try to do $50. I can't remember. If we're able to, I'm going to try to do $50 instead of $25. But basically, we do the minimum payment, subtract that from the amount owed, and then we'll be able to do this. And it should be paid off by like May, maybe June. It might take 1 or 2 months to pay off. I'm not entirely sure. It kind of depends on how much extra money we have, which I explain more in my budget video about how what I do with extra money. But kind of this is just what I use to track. It's pretty simple. Like I said, just the card name, minimum payment, snowball payment will be up here, and then the card amount owed, and I did it from least amount owed to most amount owed. That's how we're going to pay it off. And hopefully by the end of this year we'll have a good chunk, like maybe we'll only have these 3 bigger cards left, or maybe 4 cards left. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to pay off 1, 2, 3, at least 4 or 5 cards by the end of the year. So that's exciting. But this is just how I organize and track. And like I said, this is on my phone, this is on my computer, so you can kind of update as you go, and it automatically saves and updates, and you don't have to worry about keeping papers. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked last week's video about budgeting. Again, if you have any video ideas that you'd like me to make, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking for ideas, and I want to know what you want to see. But thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and then subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.